Yo, yo,
What's good? What's good?
how you feeling?
I can't call it. You got the best hand.
No doubt. Right on time. Appreciate you joining me so late in the evening, but we got to get this history
Yeah.
lesson and give you your flowers and take it all the way back, as well as what you currently have going on for everybody who is logging on at 9 p.m. Eastern. This is History Lesson, episode 147 with the legendary Self Jupiter Freestyle Fellowship. Thank you so much, like I said.
Yeah, word up.
Oh,
Chupacabra
no
in the
doubt.
place.
For everybody who may not know, may have forgot, or just may be new to you, can you take us back to where you were born and raised?
Born in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and raised in the jungles of Los Angeles. Baldwin
Nah,
Hills.
no
Crenshaw
doubt.
District. Yes, sir.
Can you take us back to that transition? Give us a timeline from going from Chattanooga to California.
Let's see. I think I was about 6 or 7. So my mom's moved from Chattanooga with us in tow to Los Angeles at, I think it was 1976. For all you youngsters that wasn't born then. Yep, and your mama probably wasn't born then. Right, but yeah, 1976, mom's moved out there. Yep, 76, moved to the jungles. Um, yeah, so I always had family out in the South, Atlanta. You know what I'm saying, Mississippi, all these parts around here in the country. Um, yeah, which I'm here now.
Chat,
Back I
chat.
came around, yeah,
Okay.
before COVID hit, so I stayed. It was one of those times, yeah. It was
What
super expensive in LA and in Los Angeles, obviously. So come back home.
what led to the transition from Chattanooga to California to begin with?
Oh, you mean in 76?
Yeah,
Or
76.
shoot. Oh well, hey man, you gotta ask my mom about that. Maybe she was chasing my stepdad or something. I'm thinking she was probably chasing my stepdad. I like to put things in perspective a lot, like like who your mom. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, my mom was a baby 20 something, like a little young. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Female raising kids. So when I look at her like a little young female, I was like, dang, that was probably my mom, like her, like how she was doing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or how she was able to move around the state or whatever, do her thing and
Right.
provide. Um so yeah, and I tell you one thing, life probably would have been a little bit different if I didn't come to LA. That's for
Right.
dang sure.
Take
Yeah,
us
but
back to transitioning from Chattanooga to LA. Was that a culture shock for you?
back then, jeez, it's a whole lot different than it was now, man. Let me tell you. um I don't, man, I seen a lot of yeah, from the like from being in the country where everybody got houses and lush backyards and crickets and everything, and going to the project. Well, we really didn't have no projects. Baldwin Hills was like kind of maybe pretty much the Jews moved out when the blacks moved in. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? So all the apartments was kind of like luxury apartments. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I remember one of my homies. Matter of fact, AC alone. His parents stayed right down the street. Um, Actually, like three apartment buildings down, like luxury apartment, like 4 bedroom or something like that, with a like living room, bar, you know, den. You know what I mean? So it was, but it wasn't like a project. But the things that happened in there was definitely, you know what I mean, kind of, the criminal elements. But yeah. So when I, got there, what I remember, a lot of, I remember some white guys. I remember actually it was some tough white guys. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, that's like if I, That's some old school. That's old school right there. So a lot of Jamaicans, yeah, a lot of people was there, and then like I say, I think gangbanging was kind of like pretty up and running. You know what I mean?
Right.
Attached to who we were looking at was the cast that was driving lowriders and perms and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And all the D boys. You know what I'm saying? But gangster elements. But it was just like that. That was just what we were looking. As 6, 7 years old, and Cass was like selling weed and on the block. You know. Very, very, yeah, definitely different. Definitely different from where I come from. But yeah.
Any obstacles you had to endure as a teenager growing up in LA or California in general?
Obstacles as far as it was always kind of I don't know, it was always peer pressure was definitely high and my mom, she was it was just us and my mom, so she worked all the time. But yeah, staying out of trouble was hard, man. Things pulled you in, and you really have to have a strong mama or
Right.
parents, you know what I mean, to get you in line, because I was bad. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't lie. But I was also kind of like loving and I tried to cross my T's and dot my I's. Now my sister, on the other hand, yeah. But I kept it cool. It wasn't too crazy, but I was out there. I thought I
Right.
was smarter than everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
As we all did. Can you
Right.
take us back to some of your early musical influences before you yourself got into music? Who were you listening to earlier on?
Stevie Wonder. I mean, got to be Stevie. Mike, Slave, Gap Band, Parliament, Ornette Coleman. Obviously, that's my namesake. My name's Ornette. So a lot of jazz, jazz influence. Coltrane. But basically, LA was just funk. You know what I'm saying? That was the anthems of my neighborhood. Never learn to swim. Can't find a rhythm of
Right.
and pop locking, and that was the whole element, gang bangers and pop locking. And Jerry curls when the '80s began. But yeah, it was yeah, that's West Coast right there.
Can you
You
take us
know,
back to what the scene was like before you got into music? What was the music scene? What did you see firsthand stepping out into the world of music in LA?
I mean, for the most part, it was the well, we had a radio station, K Day, and and that was the thing we listened to. Um, Pretty much, we used to record a lot of the mix sessions they had, mix hours and stuff like that, and it was it was live, but it was live for like the youngsters was looking up to the older cast. So, but they had obviously, you trying to you really ain't young. You young, but you trying to emulate them. You know what I'm saying? But we
Right.
wasn't old enough to like go to all the little stuff that was popping. Like they used to have Total Experience on Crenshaw, and they had the it was a gang of little clubs on Crenshaw, Mavericks Flats. Um, yeah, and then it was the Page Four, and my neighborhood off of Rodeo. I mean, off of King, um, and was before it was called Santa Barbara Boulevard. But that's what I mean. That's so Page Four, yeah, and Blueberry Hill. But yeah, but yeah, we were kind of like, damn, one day I wish we could go to that place. When we get old, get aged of age, and I remember performing at some point performing at one of, but it was already closed down and everything. We was kind of like the new breed of the new. You know what I'm saying? if it was anything, it'll be kind of like the leaders that said they the leaders of the new school, but we was the new school, kind of like.
Right.
So all those things, all those old, with the people we looked up to, they was tearing them things down. It was a new uprising of consciousness, and which started the the good life and everything, and that was what 91.
Okay.
And so obviously it was still gang banging, but we were on some other shit. We was on some other another page.
Right.
Riots, it was at 93 or something like that, but it led up to that point. You know what I mean?
Right.
We were kind of tired of that.
How did Self Jupiter get involved with hip hop? A lot of MCs would say they were DJs, breakdancing, graffiti. How did you personally get involved with hip hop?
Hip hop was, yeah. I mean, everybody tried. I wasn't you know what I used to do? I used to pause mix. You know what I'm saying? That could be kind of like DJing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We were like making pause mixes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? What were we doing? But that's what element of hip hop you began in. That was the thing, and it was the thing to do. The ladies loved it. You know what I'm saying? I was always kind of like the dude. Oh man, this dude rapping and stuff. I could do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't finna be one up on me. Like, get all the ladies. Forget all that. You know what I'm saying? Let me get in my books. You know what I'm saying? Let me get in my bag. Let me figure out some things that rhyme together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For y'all can't be that fly. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it was kind of contagious. You know what I'm saying? But I did a little, like I say, DJ, and I had some turntables. Me and AC used to mix, scratch. You know what I'm saying? Play around, but yeah, it was the elements. All the elements was around. You pop lock, did you break dance, all those things. I wasn't really no break dance dude, but I was a pop locker or whatever, and yeah. So yeah, but I wasn't no full fledged DJ or full fledged break dancer, but I was kind of like one in, one out, one leg in, one leg out. Like,
right.
I didn't ever focused on anything. I played football, sports, anything. I was trying to dabble in anything, you know what I'm saying? But this rap thing, I kind of went in half-ass, you know what I'm saying? To the homies, man, stop playing, man. You know what I'm saying? I was giving them bars while they was rapping, because Fellowship was rapping obviously before longer than I was. Just going over to a couple of sessions they was going in, or was happening, and yeah, and then so me listening, kind of figuring some stuff out. I kind of created my own little thing.
Right.
But like I said, it was all a mixture of the things that was happening, and also too, you get good. If you stay focused and stay in your bag, you're gonna get better.
Right. Before the group thing, did you ever pursue being a solo artist before meeting the fellas?
No. They for some reason, man, they was on me. They was like, I couldn't. I mean, I had, like I said, I had raps, but they just wouldn't leave me alone. Like, they was always encouraging me to do. I'm like, man, I do what y'all do, man. It's nothing, but like playing it like, you know what I'm saying, man, that shit's weak, man. Y'all weak. I'm weak bars, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
playing with them, obviously, they was, these dudes was killing it. But like I say, I was kind of in, but I was out. But at the same time, I wanted more. I kind of wanted to learn more. They got me on that quest, kind of like, whenever I did come to a session, I had something for them. Like, that'll be like, what? And I'll be like, yeah, homie. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll peel out, you know what I'm saying? Then I'll come back, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, they used to always kind of draw me back in. And I think when we was doing the Good Life, I think we went, the first day Good Life happened. We went there, and I got kind of like, I was like, oh, okay, got on stage for a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? And then I was I was liking that. I was like, okay. And then, yeah, and every Thursday it kept coming back.
The day you were referring to, Mike and Nine, AC Alone, take us back to meeting those guys and starting to form the early part of Freestyle Fellowship.
Well, a lot of the stuff has already been talked about. So, you know, there's not too much that they haven't said, I guess. I don't want to just be, you know, interviews and saying it's the same thing.
Right.
Like redundancy. But so we grew up together. I think Mike stayed across in the same neighborhood, but I'd say like 4 or 5 blocks away. Went to the same elementary, Hillcrest. But I didn't really start kicking it with anybody until like AC. I started kicking with him in 5th grade because we ended up going to another elementary. It was Charnock Road up on about up on like Palms or like towards the beach or Venice. So, but I remember we was kicking in the 5th grade, and then Mike, I don't think I ended up kind of hanging out with him more in like high school, like, you know what I'm saying, and Spoon. So they used to have like little sessions, and I remember all of them used to all come to AC's house and work out and rhyme and get their shit together or whatever, write songs. But Spoon is another. So they was MC Aces before the Fellowship. So the MC Aces, you know, were the first ones I remember is like crew, you know what I'm saying? Like all of them had different styles, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, but killing it though, you know, and I used to always like Spoon. If anything, I'd be like, my style was more like Spoon mixed with some RDX, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Spoon was like deep, super deep voice, and just used to beat on his, you know, I mean, I thought he was kind of fly, just, you know, always beating on his chest and rhyming, you know what I mean? With the bebop hat, you know what I'm saying? Dope, super dope MC. And so, yeah, so, you know, that's what I remember. Then like going, when we kind of like, let me see, I don't know what year. Oh, so I don't know the years. I might mess up on the years, or don't remember fully what year it was. But what I can say is that when I came from Tennessee or whatever, I think it was '90 when everybody was going to the Good Life. We were doing a lot of weed. We were smoking a lot of weed too. So yeah, we was just hanging out at the house and everything, and we just was going through these. We was doing like I don't know if Peace was in the crew yet, but if he wasn't in the crew yet, I think we already was doing some stuff before he got there, and we were like we were writing, and we were kind of like doing because at that time, I ain't gonna lie, we was hanging around together so long, and we knew each other. We used to say things kind of like always what we thinking, and we would just exercise like that. First thing you're thinking about, say it. And a lot of times it'll be the same word. It used to freak us out. So we started doing like styles like that, you know what I'm saying? You know, kind of like just exercise. But we was like kind of writing kind of like, you know, how we was doing stuff like we will not tolerate. We was kind of like doing that, but then somebody else would come in, other guys would come in or whatever. But it was fun to do those things, kind of like drill, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and kind of like intense, like, you know, and then we had, you know, production and stuff like that. But this was all acapella though.
Right.
It wasn't until later till we started putting music to it, and then we met up with producers that was kind of on the same thing and knew exactly what we kind of needed and everything. But yeah, it was the Earthquake Brothers. Shouts out to JMD, Ola, Mathematics. If you guys out there, Yeah, those guys, they definitely was they offered the palette for us to sink our teeth in something. Like it was a groovy time then.
Right.
But like I said, leading up to that time, or we were like doing the good life or everything. It was, and we got signed out of doing the good life, and that's when things started to kind of blow up.
Right.
But before that, like I say, we were kind of like some straight nerds. We hung out with each other all the time. You know what I'm saying? Living with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas were doing bad or whatever. Like, man, we borrowed this, we borrowed a couple dollars. It was some times where cats wasn't really having it. But I stopped serving. I used to serve. You know what I'm saying? Be on the block serving and hustling and everything. But when I got serious, I was saying how they used to, man, come on, let's do this. I was all in. And then
Right.
I left that other stuff alone, and then we started. But when we did, though, things happened and so quickly. And I say, like, people like to say, yeah, all the time that y'all blew. I say, man, in relativity, like those years it was so quick. It was like 2-3 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
From 91, 92, 93. From what I remember, 94 or whatever. Yeah, it was relatively quick. And then I end up, obviously going to jail and getting out. And the funny thing, as soon as I get out, it seemed like nothing happened. I started doing the same thing, rapping with the homies and putting out records.
Right.
So, yeah.
If we can back it up a little bit, take us back to the good life. A lot of us have heard about it. We wish we could have been there. So take us back to what a ordinary night at the good life consisted of.
Good life. Good life was dope. Now, like I said, like it was a hotbed of MC. A lot of dudes was whack. I ain't gonna lie. We used to give them credit for attempts. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you even here, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's good for me, man. You don't have to be the best rapper in the world. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and they used to look like, the cats we kind of hung out and we ended up starting stuff with, obviously we thought they was the best one to pick out of the litter. You know what I'm saying? That's why we obviously hung out with them or put them on our album, Volume 10s. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, you know what I'm saying, really CDE, the Chillinville Empire was like brothers, you know what I'm saying, of ours, you know what I'm saying? And we, they was actually MCing and producing. So we were all like, sharpening each other's swords. Like, you know what I'm saying? We go over their spot, they come on our spot, and we just be rapping all night long. Ganja K, you know what I'm saying? Bombay, Peace. So to answer your question, the beginning years was, like I say, they had all types of stuff there. It was funny. They had like a rock band that was there, which was odd. But we were kind of, my junior high school, we were all into that rock stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm an MTV baby, so come with it. Just don't, just be good. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? Shit. I like the band The Who. You know what I'm saying? It was like just, what was that school I went to in Brentwood? Not Charlotte Road, but it was Paul Revere Junior High School. But anyway, these cats used to come in to Good Life, and it sounded, it was just loud and stupid. That's what it was. And they had they face kind of like painted up or something like that. But I wonder if cats will remember them dudes. I can't remember their name, but they used to come though. Like I say, I swear to God, they got better. They got better. It was, like I said, it sounded like straight noise. But the fact that they were attempting is what we gave credit. Like, and then we was like, go loud, just go loud. You know what I'm saying? Go hard, go loud. But yeah, so we used to, and if your beats were weak, oh man. But you can be a good rapper without the tight beat. So You know what I'm saying? So we was like, okay, yeah, all right, the raps is dope. You know, maybe somebody holler at you, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
to get you some, tighten you up, you know what I mean, lace you up on the beats.
Right.
But that's what it was. It's a community. Everybody kind of like worked with each other, you know what I'm saying? If you needed some help on something, you know what I'm saying, if you wasn't weak or whatever, or we see that you have the elements and we see that you either like learning, you know what I mean, then
Right.
we'll kind of, cast a mess with you. But 9 times out of 10, my homies, you had to be top echelon coming with it because they wasn't messing with nothing, you know what I'm saying, nothing that
Were,
wasn't high art, you
were
know what
you
I'm saying.
were you there